Hey everybody, I'm Joel D, and the place to be, right now is on YouTube. So I'm looking at you and you and you, and especially you out there, to see how we're going to make this happen. CBS 21 is producing this, of course. We got a lot of news, but it's in a different way. Something that's going to be a little more interesting. Folks like you watching right now on YouTube, we'll feel it out together over the next few weeks and get this thing right. Let's give you a feel for a couple of the stories we're going to hit during this next 8 minutes or so. A man had to be rescued in the Susquehanna River at the Statue of Liberty. You notice that thing you pass, you're like, we're not in New York, what's going on here? Well, yes, it was challenging in some ways as well. We will get to that in just a bit. AI-generated nude photos allegedly happening for some girls in Lancaster County at a private school. There's been fallout from that. We're going to get to that in this little update as well. And a hearing on UFOs. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm not sure if you believe that or not, but they're starting to address this in a different way. We're going to take you to that hearing and see what they're saying about how seriously they're going to get into this. But we're going to start. Our first story is with Elise Person. Covering this story for a while right now. It's about the alleged corruption with the Dauphin County commissioners. Get us up to speed on this one, Elise, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Jolie. Thanks so much for having me. So the latest is just this past Wednesday, Commissioner Justin Douglas, he's been bringing new details forward in each of these meetings, talking about some alleged corruption happening in the county, specifically with former Commissioner Jeff Hayes. So the details that he most recently brought forward were Commissioner Hayes accepting $325,000 in undisclosed payments from the founder and former owner of Prime Care. So what is that? That is one of the county's biggest vendors, and it's who provides healthcare services to the Dauphin County prison. So obviously a pretty big conflict of interest there. And what Douglas spoke about in this meeting is that while Hayes was allegedly accepting these payments from 2017 till retiring, 14 inmates died at the Dauphin County prison. And so again, in this meeting, Douglas said he feels pretty confident saying that he believes some of these inmates died because of poor healthcare services.
We know he's been removed from the different boards that he was still on, in particular with the prison situation here. That group, Prime Care, how long have they been the healthcare provider?
So get this, they have been the healthcare provider at the prison since 1988, over 30 years. But what's interesting about that, they have never been audited by the county. So I spoke with Douglas. How often are these things supposed to happen? He said, if the county's happy with services, maybe you'll audit a provider every 5 to 10 years, but definitely you're not going over 30 years without auditing a group. And he said this, brings some issues because, remove everything he said about the allegations with Jeff Hayes. He said this provider, they've never been audited. They've never been RFP'd. They've never been able to take a second look to see if this provider is giving the right services, or maybe could they save money elsewhere with a different provider. He just said there's a culture of corruption happening in the county right now.
Well, we know that Commissioner Douglas, this was the main focus when he ran for a commissioner. Like, I want to reform the prison system. And this looks like that's another step in that process.
Right. I mean, he even told me when I sat down with him, he said, what's happening right now is they're auditing Prime Care. And he said that was something he spoke about on the campaign trail before he even knew any of these allegations. And he told me, I don't think this audit would happen without me there. And so one thing I want to touch on really quickly is, why this really matters. He says the Prime Care, they're paid for through your taxpayer dollars. So when it comes to a group that may not, and he said, I'm not alleging that they're not doing their job. We've just never double checked to make sure they're doing their job. And, we've reported time and time again about the number of deaths at the Dauphin County prison. So he said, look, I just really want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence as a county commissioner to hold this group accountable and to protect the people that are staying in our Dauphin County prison.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? I think you summed it up pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that should be it. We're going to have more of those details tonight at 5 and 6 on CBS 21 News. I do want to note, as of right now, I did reach out to the prison warden. I did reach out to Prime Care, and I did reach out to Jeff Hayes' lawyer. I haven't heard back from any of those, individuals as of yet, but, that's more to come tonight at 5 and 6.
All right. Stay on top of that for us. And the little mallard in our screen, he approves. He's smiling after your report. So that's always a good thing.
2 thumbs up.
Elise Person, thank you very much. We'll see you later on.
Thank you.
All right, on to this right now. We want to get back to the Susquehanna River and a rescue that had to happen today. This was on the Susquehanna this afternoon around 1:25. Here's the problem. Someone got stranded out there. It was a kayaker, we're being told by officials. And you see right there how low the water levels are. It's been dry. We've only had a couple days of rain the last 30 or 40 days. And so apparently that was one of the issues. This kayaker eventually got stuck out there on the Susquehanna at the Statue of Liberty. They were rescued. Dispatch tells us that the man was not injured. But once again, emergency dispatch made this a tough go. And we thank those folks for all that they do. On to this right now, the Lancaster Country Day School canceling classes today. This is that ongoing controversy they had there. Allegedly, 50 different girls had their images altered using AI, making them appear that they were nude. So there's been a lawsuit put together on this. This cancellation comes after it was decided to part ways with the head of the school there. Matt Michicki is the head of school there. This goes all the way back to November of 2023. A student reported artificial intelligence then was used to manipulate, 40, maybe 50 girls to make them look naked. This group of parents is saying that nothing was done then. And so because of that, they want them held accountable. 2 people now have been let go by the school. We'll keep an eye on that story for you as it develops. I want to get to this, the UFO situation. Do you believe in UFOs? Well, lately they've been talking more about them, and you've had legitimate people in the military, fighter pilots, decorated people saying that this is real, and now they're addressing this in a different way. And dealing with some of this on a different scale is something that we heard today in a hearing. Listen to how they're going to view this moving forward.
UAPs remain a controversial topic. I'm not going to name names, but there are certain individuals who didn't want this hearing to happen because they feared what might be disclosed. But we stood firm. No amount of outside pressure would ever keep me from pursuing a subject to ground, come hell or high water. We have before us a panel of individuals accomplished in the military, in civilian government, in science, and in journalism. Some of the testimony you will hear them deliver today does not reflect well on influential individuals and agencies within the U.S. federal government and perhaps some of our contractors.
So they said that over 700 new cases were just found by the Pentagon's UFO report. 21 of them, they simply can't explain. But now maybe the transparency is opening up and we'll see what's going on here moving forward. If we really want to know the answer, think about that. All right, massive fire in Lancaster County to tell you about. This is in the Lidditz area at an apartment complex. It started, it went to the roof, and then expanded quickly. Look at this overhead view from Skyview 21. It really shows you how fast that thing burned. 40 injuries, 4 firefighters. Apparently, they said that the pets were the ones that alerted the people that this was happening, so it didn't get worse. No deaths in this one, but definitely a serious situation in Lancaster County. 24 apartments in all destroyed. And once again, 100 firefighters had to respond to this one, 4 going to the hospital after the roof collapsed. In political news, the recount is underway. U.S. Senate seat in Pennsylvania, too close to call officially, even though the AP did say that Dave McCormick wins, flipping another seat to the Republican way against longtime incumbent, 18-year Senator Bob Casey. Now, he wants to keep this recount going, which started today officially. You can waive it if you're the runner-up, if you're the person that's behind. It does cost $1 million to do this, but he says it deserves to be done. What's being challenged in court right now by the McCormick camp is which ballots should actually be counted. These provisionals that were done in a different way, maybe some of these mail-ins that were filled out wrong. The court never really came up with a final call on that. So some counties are doing this, some are not. That's the controversial part. As for the score right now, it's about a 17,000 vote lead for Dave McCormick as we speak. Maybe 20,000 votes still out there to count. So it would be a lot to turn that around. And most recounts don't change things too much. But still, hey, every vote counts, and we want to see where this thing goes. We'll keep you updated on where things stand on that race so we can finally get a final decision on that. They have to start the recount by Wednesday, finish it by next Tuesday, final results next Wednesday, and we will know who the U.S. Senator for Pennsylvania actually is. Now we want to get to weather. Let's see what's going on. Steve Knight's got it.
Now, CBS 21 News First Warning Weather with meteorologist Steve Knight.
Yeah, it's just an absolutely beautiful fall day. Lots of sunshine here on this Monday. Today is probably going to be the nicest day of the week, not only temperature-wise, but in terms of the amount of sunshine. We've got some big weather changes coming here as we go through the week. So a lot to get to here. Let's start by talking about highs this afternoon being in the mid-60s. Normally, this time of year, we should just be at 53 degrees. Record for the state, 76, obviously. That is safe, but still mid-60s. Yeah, that's not bad here in mid-November. And you can see a lot of spots already into the 60s out there at lunchtime. So, yeah, pretty warm afternoon, a little warmer than the weekend, a little bit more sunshine out there. As you can see, very quiet here on first warning radar. And that's basically the case across the Commonwealth here. So the one thing, it is a little bit breezy. So you notice that wind right now, 13 miles per hour, currently in Lancaster, 12 in State College, 12 in Selinsgrove. Winds at times are going to be gusting up over 20 miles per hour, and that'll continue into the evening hours tonight. So at times that wind is just a little bit gusty out there, but still with that sunshine and those temperatures in the 60s, it's feeling pretty nice. So overall, breezy Monday, big weather changes coming for us here midweek, particularly Wednesday into Thursday. And after we get some rain Wednesday night, it's going to turn windy, much colder for us for the second half of this week. Big push of cold air is coming our way. So tomorrow, we have a quick little front coming through. That will trigger a couple of light stray showers late afternoon and evening. That won't be much. The main event is going to be Wednesday night. Got a strong cold front that's going to come through, and it looks like some soaking rain for us that will continue overnight Wednesday, wrapping up early Thursday. You see how cold it is on the back end of this system. That does represent some wet snowflakes even flying around across the northern tier of PA. So how much rain can we actually get out of this system? Well, it's rain we need. Hopefully, we see close to an inch in most backyards, or maybe some spots that even do a little bit better than that and see over an inch of rain. But as we all know, we really need the rain. This is the best setup we've had for a soaking rain in well over a month. Mostly sunny, mid-60s here this afternoon, so a little bit of a breeze. Winds ease a bit overnight tonight, down to around 40 for the overnight low. Here's the rest of your first morning 7-day forecast. So rain that could be heavy at times. Moving in Wednesday, some leftover passing showers both Thursday and Friday, and it's breezy, cooler. Right now, I think the weekend looks okay, but certainly a cooler weekend with high temperatures right around 50.
Thank you very much, Steve Knight. All right, folks, that will do it here. Make sure that you turn on the notifications. You hit like. You make sure you follow us. And when we do more of these YouTube specials, you will be in the know. And you being with us from the beginning, you can say, I remember when they first started doing that, and that little Mallard guy was in the corner on StreamYard. I'm Joel D. Smith. We'll see you next time.